Welcome back to the Life, Unity, and Freedom channel. I am your host, Max. So, as we know, the Trump administration had ordered states to undo full SNAP benefits. I believe it was Thursday of last week. Now we know that the government shutdown has ended. 10 APAC Democrats caved in to the Republicans' demands and Donald Trump without any negotiations. Zero negotiations on the Affordable Care Act subsidies. So that means that anybody that's under the Affordable Care Act will see their health insurance go up by over 100%. So if you're paying $200, $250, now you're going to pay close to $1,000. That's what's going to happen. People that were receiving SNAP are going to continue suffering. 42 million people across the nation. And for what reason? Zero reasons. Trump is building a ballroom. They kept paying ICE and Border Patrol terrorists to continue doing their job during this shutdown. They continue doing anything they want, spending money left and right, but they don't have money for the SNAP program and for the subsidies that people need. Now, everybody is screwing us over, the working class. Everybody in the Senate seems to just care about the top 10% of this country, and the bottom 90% they don't give a shit about. So even though us, the working class, you, your family members, the working class, are the ones bringing in the bread, we just have these assholes in the Senate and in power and government kissing ass to Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, the new owner of TikTok, Trump, and all the oligarchs. Only they matter to them. We don't. That includes you, MAGA. That includes you too. You guys don't care, it seems. But it's going to come down to all of us, including yourselves. We're all going to be impacted by these actions that the Senate is taking and Trump. Everybody's going to be impacted by this. Everyone. You might not feel it yet, but come January, everybody that's under the Affordable Care Act is going to see the gigantic increase in their insurances. And anybody that was under the SNAP program is going to feel the impact this month, next month, and going forward. And just to think about this, they did the government shutdown for almost 40 days, and for what? For nothing. They didn't accomplish anything. All those people that weren't getting their benefits just suffered for nothing because the Democrats didn't do anything. Nothing at all. They didn't negotiate anything. Like I've said it in previous videos, senators get paid over $200,000 a year. Republicans and Democrats. And the House Speaker gets paid $250,000 or more. And plus all of them have their APAC, and they have their the people that back them, the big corporations, that give them, funding as well. So their interest is only in themselves and enriching themselves. That's all they care about. We put them into office so they can serve us, but what do? They serve themselves. They, the same thing that Trump has been doing since his first term, now his second term. He's only in there to get more rich and enrich those people that are, in his inner circle. All these little buddies that would go with him to the Epstein mansion and molest children, that's the same people that he's backing and making them more rich and more powerful. But the thing is that they're only rich and powerful because of us, because of you, because of the working class. Just imagine if all the working class would just stop paying taxes. Where would they get their money from? Because we have no gold. We're in debt almost $37 trillion. Where would they get their money from? If it's not for the working class, America doesn't exist. All those rich billionaires. Let's just remember this also. During this shutdown, during this time that they pretty much eliminated the SNAP benefit for those participating in it, and the government shutdown, they made the first trillionaire was born in Elon Musk. You believe that? He let go 14,000 people in his company, and they made him a trillionaire. It's kind of it's the same repetition in this country. The people that fuck up are the ones that they make even more richer and more powerful. Trump, we know that he, all his background, all the shit that he's done, and they give him another term and made him more rich, even though we know he's a pedophile. The same as his friend Epstein was. And all the other people we don't even know about that are on that list. Elon Musk makes crappy ass electric cars, and they make him a trillionaire. When we know, a lot of people know, if you do your research, there is a Chinese electric company that's 1,000 times better than Tesla, and it costs less than half of a Tesla car, but they're banned from the United States. Why do you think that is? Why do you think they ban, those electric cars that are 1,000 times better than the Teslas and cost under $20,000, if I'm not mistaken? You can do the research. But you see, like, Americans keep being punished for doing our jobs, for paying our taxes. We kept getting punished by the establishment. But that's where we're at. It's sad, but that's where we're at. A shutdown for nothing, zero negotiations. We still don't know what's going to happen with SNAP. Millions and millions of people are being impacted by this, and more, almost 100 million people are going to be impacted by the removal of the SNAP program, potential removal of the SNAP program, and then the end of the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Almost 100 million people are going to be impacted by those two things only. Republicans and Democrats, because those things don't see, colors. They don't see red and blue. It's just programs. It's the stupidest thing that they could pitch, but people buy it. There's no laws that pass that are Republican or Democrat. They're just laws. Impact everybody across the board. But there you have it. That's why we have to always understand that when we are voting, midterms and all those times that we have the chance to vote, we have to press those people that we're putting in office. And it doesn't end there. It doesn't end by putting this person that, made a promise in office. It doesn't end there. Once they're in office, we have to continue pestering those people and putting the pressure on those people. Because if you don't, they sell out. And they watch for their own interests. And the big corporations, not the actual people that put them in office. That's what keeps happening all the time. You have to keep them in check. Because otherwise, they won't be held accountable. And they're enriching themselves off our backs. Well, there you have it, folks. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me again in another episode of the Life, Unity, and Freedom channel. I'm your host, Max. I hope everybody has a nice week. Stay safe. Peace. And until the next one.